so just let it go.
What is that?
Don't know, but apparently it doesn't matter.
Alright, so this is for real, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Give everyone a minute to file in. I forgot my phone.
Yeah. Oh, well, why don't you go grab it real quick, and then we'll
Yeah,
get
and
started.
then we'll get started after.
We'll get going.
Smart.
What in the world? Meek.
The Gale dog.
She's back there doing something again. Alright, just gonna give Dan a moment to grab his phone and give people a couple moments to jump in here. He is coming right back. So, and we are going to get started here in a moment. We're actually on time, like right on time.
Welcome to the podcast, yeah!
Man, that didn't have its same flair as it usually does.
Yeah, it had a little more of a singy song to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hello there and welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Hey, guys. Hello.
It is, there we go, getting you a little bit more in the frame.
It is a Thursday night. It's approximately 7:30. We are live. We are energetic. We got some Fright Fest. We got some other stuff. We got all the things.
It is Thursday, September the 2nd, and this is episode number 67 of the podcast. And we are thrilled to be here. Thrilled to still be alive and have power and all of that stuff. This
yeah, we got flanked by tornadoes, but we're not going to worry about that.
Actually, I found out we were not flanked, actually. It was the same
tornado. So I just told someone that for no reason? Okay, good to know.
So, well, because I got misinformation. So, for those of you who maybe are not aware, we live in New Jersey, and we had a tornado actually like within a mile of us yesterday, and I saw
within a mile is an understatement. It was two streets down. Like
no, not 2 streets.
I know
it was all the way by the bridge.
I'm being over dramatic, but
yeah,
no, it was
within a
really,
mile.
It was really
close. Really close, but it was a small one. It was not very large. I saw tons of video of it because people were like out and about, and I don't know, you know that the remnants of this thing is coming. You know that they're telling you that tornadoes are a very good possibility in this situation, and you're out there. I don't get
something
it.
I didn't.
So I saw a lot of videos of it, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. It actually broke up and lifted up back into the sky before, I would say, maybe 3/4 of a mile before getting to like our street. It was actually going down the river.
Oh, okay.
So it was going down there, and then the really, really bad tornado hit close to where my oldest son and his family live. That one was a much larger hurricane. It was within, I think, about 1.5 miles of them. And he said he had like some debris like on his lawn and on his vehicles. And so definitely, and it did a lot of damage down there in that area. So, anyway, but we never lost power. The sky didn't turn green, nothing like that. It actually didn't even get that windy here. So, you know, even seeing the tornado in these videos and stuff, I knew it was small, but I also knew it was small before I saw it because there was not much wind here. So
you know something I didn't think about until just now? I could use Flight Simulator to get an overview shot of Six Flags and just toss that up on the channel like that.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That could be just interesting.
That would be very interesting. I would like that.
And for those of you who don't know, Flight Simulator is Microsoft's Flight Simulator is very realistic.
It is. It's really cool.
I showed some people a picture, and they thought I was in a plane. They did not realize it was a game. So
What are you drinking?
Yeah, what is in your cup,
what's
guys?
in your cup? I got my Wawa coffee.
I've got some boost left from Buno's, and I am happy as can be.
And I have a bottle of water too. Because I talk too much, my throat gets
All
dry.
right, you need to pick one drink.
Well, I'm allowed to have two.
Yeah, but you don't need to say both of them. That's not... You guys can, though, and that's where we come to what's in your cup. So you let us know down in the comment section what you're snacking on during the video. Yeah. Although that's not just on Xbox. It's also on PC. And obviously on PC, if you have a good enough computer, it is far better than console.
Oh yeah,
Diet Coke and water, nice.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that today, there was flooding in various places across the state. Nothing around here, but I know north of us, like Princeton area, up in like Bergen County, Trenton. In fact, I work for the state, and I was supposed to go to work a half day. We were opening at noon, and then I don't know, maybe around 9-10 o'clock, I got a text that no, all state offices are closed. And then I saw all these pictures flooding Facebook with the flooding, and yeah, there's no way.
Flooded Facebook with the flooding.
Yeah, but there's no way that anybody could have gone to work in Trenton today. I mean, it was just insane. So, I don't know what the situation is in these areas that were flooded right now. And even Philly, 676 that runs to the zoo.
Yeah.
Completely flooded up to the overpass. The overpasses.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you a picture. It is crazy. It is absolute crazy. It looks like a little river. It looks like a river.
Little river.
It really does. And it's like, and the thing is that there's no,
I'm really curious how Six Flags fared through all that. I wonder if anything got that far.
I heard everything was fine there.
Okay. I wasn't sure if anything got that far up.
So, wait a minute. I'm looking for it. Nope, that's a tornado.
Tornado.
Oh shoot. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was on Dave's page.
Anyway,
I get so confused. But anyway, yeah, completely filled. It literally looks like a river.
So, out of pure curiosity, do we have topics, or can I do my thing?
What, you mean just nonsense? I have news things I have like updates and things to put out here first.
I mean, you say that,
the news and update segment? That was our first update. We're alive!
The news and update segment. No, I don't remember that.
Okay, well, no, you can't do whatever it is your thing is. Can't do it.
Mine is just existing.
Okay, so real quick, I know that our channel is mostly Six Flags people and that kind of thing, but I
quickly gonna become whatever we want, though.
Well, but I like to give Disney updates when I can. I just won't go into a ton of detail. But Disney a couple of days ago announced their Disney World announced their annual passes that they're putting back out again. They are starting to sell them again on September the 8th.
I gotta look for this, see if it's still there, but I might have a follow-up.
Okay, there are 4 levels. So you've got the Pixie Dust Pass, the Pirate Pass, the Sorcerer's Pass, and the Incredi Pass. So the lowest one has the most blacked out dates. Just tons and tons of dates. You can't go on a weekend and all this. And I mean, it's like $300, $399, $300 or something like that. And I'm thinking, well, that doesn't really seem so bad. If I lived in Florida, that's probably because who wants to go when it's the most crowded anyway? I'm spoiled rotten. I want walk-ons, damn it. So then the next pass up the Pirate Pass has less blackout days. You can go on the weekends or whatever, and there's a bunch of holidays blacked out and everything. And then the next one has even less blacked out. The top tier has no blackout dates. You can hold, I believe it's up to 5 park reservations at a time. The other ones are less. So it starts at like, it's like 3 and 4, whatever. I really, and they also took away the water parks. So on the highest level pass, it used to include water parks. They all include park hopping. But the highest level used to include the water parks, or maybe it was the highest too. I think it was just the highest one. But anyway, that's no longer a thing. That's going to be an add-on now. So that's going to be $100 added to your pass price if you want the water parks. The other thing that they essentially took off of all annual passes down there was the memory maker.
Oh.
That's also going to be an add-on to any of the passes can do it.
Oh, okay. That's
for another $100.
Oh. Yeah.
But
if you're big on pictures.
Here's the thing. First of all, that top tier, the Incredi Pass, is going to cost you $1,299. $1,300. $1,300. Now I get it. To me, Disney is worth every penny, but $1,300 and you're not getting the memory maker?
Yeah, that's no.
So now if you want water parks, now you're talking 14. If you want the memory maker, you're talking 15.
Yeah, that's.
Let's add tax to that,
also,
folks.
so
I mean, like to me,
the memory maker.
So to me, with the memory maker, it doesn't. Let's just talk. Just ride photos alone.
I was going to say, for us, that's a big deal.
Those pictures are being taken no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's digital. It doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah, that's real messed up.
If you wanted a printed out picture, you always had to pay for it. It's not like they were ever giving physical copies away, ever.
Right.
What... Let those Florida residents have the memory maker. Come on. That's a little dumb. It's a little bit dumb. Anyway, whatever, Disney, I get it. You're whatever. I just think that taking memory maker away from it added insult to injury. I understand saying, okay, you can add water parks to any pass.
There's also
for
something
the $100.
To be
I get that. Okay, I get that. But not the memory maker. I just don't. I'm like, are you people serious?
There's also
right
something
now?
to be said for, because everyone's trying, with every decision Disney's made recently, they're trying to recoup and they're trying to justify it.
No, the memory maker is not going to recoup them money.
That's
not going to recoup squat.
But that's how a lot of people try to justify that.
Because the people that there have been things that I have said that about, but
But where I was going to go with this, let's say that really was why they were doing that. There's a fine line between recouping your costs and a decision that will wind up hurting you more in the end.
Well, you know what I think.
And I think that's one of those.
Well, you know what I think. So there's some, and I told myself we were not going to get off on a Disney tangent, but I think at this point I have to. Okay. This is what I think, because 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was at this point, they announced the Disney Genie app that was going to be coming.
Correct.
Okay. That is now coming this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Disney is going, thank you, COVID, because you just gave us a reason to start putting out all this stuff, all these changes that we were going to make anyway. We can now do it and kind of sort of blame COVID on it. So I think because what is the number one complaint from guests at Disney? Number one complaint.
I couldn't tell you.
It's too freaking crowded.
Yeah.
It's too crowded.
Yeah.
But here, and so they're solving that. And the fast passes. People would complain about why I couldn't get a fast pass, or there's too many fast passes because the standby line isn't getting through now.
Mhm.
So I think that Disney kind of had these plans all along, and they were going to revamp stuff and they were going to change stuff.
Or they didn't know how they were going to do it, and this
But
gave them a way to
with-
do it sloppier.
But COVID kind of gave them that reason, that shutting down and everything, kind of like, you know what, we're going to roll all this crap out for the 50th anniversary, and they're going to like it. And what they're doing, and this is, if you look at the big picture, what they're doing, and I have said this for a long time, I don't think I've ever said it here on the channel, but they're trying to price people out so that they can control those crowds. They're keeping their reservation system for the foreseeable future. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Right.
Because with the park, with the annual passes, you're only able to secure with the biggest pass 5
Here's one thing I
reservations
will
at a
say.
time. So they want to control the amount of people that are going in the parks so that the guests can have a better experience, but it's not really about the guest, because they're also making you pay for Lightning Lane, aka fast passes.
Here's what I will say real quick.
And I don't want to say that's the money grab, but what I want to say is that this is the way that they're controlling the crowds. That genie, we said it when we discussed Genie on the podcast. I said,
to control crowds.
They are going to try to lead the crowds in a certain direction. Yeah. And they're going to try to lead different people, different places at different times.
So with that though,
it's brilliant. It really is brilliant.
So with that though, I'm fine with if they just wanted to price people out, that's more than fine. Jack those prices up, and
I'm actually fine with it, because I will find a way.
I am
that much of a Disney lover that I will find a way.
I'm okay if you want to price people out, even if you just came out and like, look, the crowds are insane.
Right, we're gonna charge more so that you people stay away from us.
Yeah. I'm okay if they even came out and said that.
Right.
But then to tack on reservations and paying for fast pass, all that on top of that is where I tend. Now, maybe that's because they didn't want to entirely neglect some of the lower income goers. Maybe they wanted to give them the option, but still keep it.
Well, not for anything, but Disney has been too expensive for many years now.
Oh yeah.
For the average person.
Oh yeah.
They save for years to go. And I mean,
100%.
With us, I'm just so nuts that it is a priority.
We're going to go bankrupt in next year, but that's all right. We're going to Disney. Yeah.
It's such a priority for me to get there as much as we can. And we used to go a lot more often than we do. We went once this year, and we hadn't been since 2018. But it's such a priority that I will find a way to go, even if it means that, okay, hey, maybe we're eating ramen noodles for a month before we go, because we need that money. I'll do whatever we have to do. But so I think it was, bottom line with the annual passes in Disney World, I think it was just cruel to take away Memory Maker. I think they didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
I think that was the one thing that they didn't have to do. Look, I'll pay for your fast passes.
They technically
for
didn't
Lightning
have
Lane.
to do a few things.
Well,
but...
I mean, I'll pay for Lightning Lane. Fine, whatever. I love Rise of the Resistance. I'll pay for that. I will pay extra for that.
I don't like that system.
That does not bother me at all. It really doesn't, because I look at it this way. If I don't want to go on something and I can't get on it without paying for it, and I don't want to pay for it, then I just don't pay for it. I stand in the standby line.
You know, I really don't like the fact that those prices can fluctuate.
For the pay per ride ones. Like Rise of the Resistance is definitely going to be one of them. I mean, you can't argue that ride isn't fantastic enough to hand over $15, $10.
I don't know. I don't know about that, purely because we've done it without paying. apart from
but
entering the park.
But there's still ways to ride it without paying.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying.
But if I really wanted to go do it again, like there are certain rides that I won't do every single time we go.
There's some rides like.
But if I really need to ride that again, I would pay. I would pay for it if that was my only way in. I probably wouldn't pay for it every time.
Oh right, yeah.
But yeah, I would probably do it.
The only ride I think I'd actually
and especially if you're taking me to the front of that line.
The only ride I think I'd consistently pay for, funny enough, is probably Rite of Passage.
Flight of Passage. Yeah. Now that will be another one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's probably the only one I'd consistently pay for.
Like with you being able to choose to pay for one, depending on if it's in the list, like talk about entitlement. I would here's my $15. You will take me to the front of that line right now.
That's actually, I didn't even think about. That's going to cause issues. That's going to cause massive
but if you're
issues.
Paying to get through that.
No. Like I get but that's actually scary. I didn't even think about that. Because there are some
paying extra now.
But there are some people that would have that attitude regardless of paying.
I understand what you're saying,
and
but
those are the people I'm scared
of. If we pay for the Genie Plus, where we get the fast passes for everything else, where we just pay that one price, whatever what was it, $15?
I think so,
something like that. Yeah, 15 a day. Yeah, it was 15 a day per person. So if I pay for that,
a day per person.
If I pay for that, but you don't have to pay for it every day.
Right.
So anyway, if I pay for that, I'm telling you right now, if I walk in a lightning lane, I'm gonna be strutting my stuff because I would paid and you didn't, and
I would not associate myself with you if that is.
No, I mean but that's how I'm gonna feel. Like, oh my gosh, I am passing all of these people. This is fantastic.
Yeah, but oh man,
I'm sorry, but that's how it's gonna feel for me.
I just like the realization.
A year and a half before we get back.
The realization of the people that are already bad because of Fast Pass paying and then getting real entitlement. That's scary.
Yeah, and not for anything, but Disney.
There's gonna be fist fights.
Disney is creating a group of elite people.
Yeah,
those who can afford Lightning Lane and those who can't.
People who went to Disney on the regular were already elitists, but this is an issue. This is like I actually see a lot of problems arising.
Yeah. So okay, but we've already discussed Genie. So that was it with that. In the Space 220 restaurant that's coming to Epcot is supposed to open sometime this month. I don't remember the date, and I don't even know if they set a date, but it is opening, I believe, sometime this month before the 50th. Which looks like a really cool restaurant because you go in and you're in like a simulated elevator, and then so you're supposedly traveling 220 miles above the earth.
Yeah, I know this wouldn't be as cool for you, but I just thought about it. I'd really like to see some of these bigger game companies make amusement parks themed around their IP, and I could see that blowing up way beyond Disney.
Okay, well,
only because like when you take into consideration like Microsoft, literally the biggest company in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They own Xbox. They have so much they could do.
Okay, we might have to go back to that. You're going elsewhere.
So it's a part of the conversation.
I've got more things and I don't want to forget them.
And who cares?
Okay, so that's it on the Disney stuff that I know of right now. So anyway, Great Adventure. So, if you don't already know, the Fright Fest reservations are live and rocking and rolling. I right now have 3, the 10th, the 11th, and the 18th. A couple of days ago, finally, the Fright Fest Power Hours reservations went live. And to my surprise, I did get one for the 16th, the very first night. To my surprise, it's free. It is free unless you don't have a maze pass. So it's coasters and mazes, no scare actors, no scare zones. It's just mazes and coasters. And also they're opening Skyscreamer and Justice League.
The Power Hour itself is free.
It is free.
That's insane.
So if you want to go and do mazes and you don't already have a maze pass, that's $15. So, you know, essentially, like, this is insane. I couldn't believe that it was free. I am so excited, but really shocked that it was free. I can't believe it. So I do have a reservation for the 16th. I put you in that reservation. I think I just put 6 since I didn't have to pay for it. I just put 6 of us.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And you don't, since you don't know whether or not you'll be working those
we'll
nights.
Play that by ear.
But if you're not working, you got to come out with me and come check out the Power Hours.
It's almost like it's the park, but later.
Yeah, but you enjoyed the Power Hours before.
Yeah, no, it is fun.
It's really cool because now I don't know how the Fright Fest ones will be, but it was so neat because there's not that many people there. You're walking around. All of the other rides are off. It's just coasters, and in this case, it will be Skyscreamer and Justice League as well. And it's just cool. You know what? I wonder if they said Wonder Woman was going to be open too. Wonder Woman might be open.
Less importantly, let's continue.
I would have to look. But anyway, so, okay, the other piece of news. So make sure you get your Fright Fest and Fright Fest Power Hour reservations. Go get them while they're hot. And it looks like you can hold as many as you want because I have, including the Power Hour one, I have 4 right now. So
anyway, continue.
Okay. So I believe the place on at Great Adventure, the little Main Street area, I believe it was called Sweet Treats.
Yes.
It was, I showed you guys in a vlog where it was being renovated. We were peering through the window. It is open again. And to my surprise again, it is serving Starbucks. So Sweet Treats is now serving Starbucks.
Why?
So you can go in and get coffee. I'm so excited. We're getting coffee. I don't care. I don't care that it's Starbucks. It could be any coffee. I'm not a super huge fan of Starbucks because they have a lot of partnerships with theme parks. I mean, they're in Disney, for God's sakes. They're in Hershey. They're kind of all over the place.
They are so beyond overrated. I don't even like coffee. That's just from everyone.
You get I agree. I mean, I don't go to Starbucks. We have a couple in this area and I don't go to them.
I've had a bunch of people that regularly.
Hey, Cindy.
She's gonna turn this off. Okay.
I know. I'm afraid.
I have friends that regularly go to Starbucks, and even they're like, yeah, I mean, it's coffee. It's not great. It's just coffee. I don't know why people are so insane, and they can never spell your name correct.
When Starbucks first started popping up, and it really wasn't that bad, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't I still wasn't rushing out for it or anything.
Right.
Anyway. I am just thrilled that there is a dedicated spot to go get some type of stinking coffee, because the coffee that they usually have over, what is it, the GA Cafe where you get the funnel cakes?
I have no clue.
The place where you get the funnel cakes. Every time I've had it there, it's not good.
So what makes
and yet when we had the coffee at Holiday Feast during Holiday in the Park, that was really good. And we didn't even know they were going to have coffee. We just saw it and we're like, oh, how about a cup of coffee? And that was actually really good coffee. So I don't know what their issue is. And it will be better because Starbucks, when a place is serving Starbucks coffee, they have to follow Starbucks, all of their standards and
they have
to make it exactly the way.
They also have to spell your name wrong.
So I don't
I
don't care about that.
You say your name is Steve, and somehow there's a silent H in there somewhere. Like, where do you get the H?
I wonder if they're even going to do that there.
I don't think they really do that in most locations, to be honest.
They do. Like, if it's busy, they'll take the order, they'll get it made.
Unless it's really busy.
They put your name on the cup. I think they might put your name on the cup every single time, no matter what. I think that might be standard.
Okay.
Like I say, I don't go to Starbucks, so I don't really know. But anyway, so yay, we're getting coffee. This is going to be great during holiday in the park. It's going to be great for me because I love me coffee. I just love it. I love it. I love it. And it will be iced or hot or however you want it. Frappuccinos and all that fun stuff. And there are snacks in there too. So there used to be. There used to be like sweet treats in there.
Anyway,
well, there's still going to be that.
So is there any other new stuff?
I think that is it. Oh, Jersey Devil coaster is open.
All right,
that's of like a couple of days ago. Yeah, but it was down for like a month. It was scary. That's scary.
It's so scary.
Well, it's scary that like it was down for so long.
No. That
was crazy. El Toro is probably done for the season. I'm just going to keep saying that. There is no way that thing's coming back up.
No, that thing's gone.
That's sad to me because during Fright Fest, I like to sit over there and it
that
adds to the ambiance of that area, especially during Fright Fest.
Yeah,
you
that
hear the
does
screams,
suck.
You hear the roaring.
I'm more upset about Toro going down than
yeah, and I'm not even a Toro rider, and I'm sad
Jersey
about
Devil.
it being down. I'm sad about Jersey Devil being down because I want to ride it.
Yeah, but I'm more
Toro,
sad about...
it's for the ambiance for me.
For me, it's more like I literally went to do it the day before it went down, and I couldn't get on. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll have time later and see. And then that happened. So
yeah,
that sucked. That's just bad timing. But that hasn't happened to Ka yet.
So I do want to put out there that I had promised in a vlog. I had said, my goal is to ride.
People do complain Toro hurts their neck quite a bit and back.
Yeah, that's why I don't ride it because my neck and my back are sore when I get off of it.
All they really need to do is lengthen the backrest on that, and you're good.
Yeah, honestly, and give you something to kind of hold on to help brace yourself a little bit to the back.
There is, but it's on the sides. So
I have never seen anything there. Not ever.
No. I'm thinking of different ride. That's my bad.
There's nothing there to hold on to.
Yeah, it's in the front, but it's too far ahead.
Right, for me, it's too far ahead.
It's too far ahead for me too. Like it's.
Yeah, and so if you're trying to hold on in the front, your neck and your back are getting all jacked up.
I personally don't need it though.
That thing throws me in the air and slams me back down. And I get off with my legs like jello and my neck and my back bother me. And I'm like, this is not worth it. But I love the coaster. I mean, I think it's a fantastic coaster. If I was able to hold myself in the seat better.
I don't have that issue. Personally.
I would be much, much better with that coaster.
I think if it, honestly, and this is just a personal preference, because I think Ka has the best restraints out of any ride in that park. I think if Toro matched those restraints, you'd be fine. They're so comfortable and but so secure at the same time.
Okay.
Because it's basically just like a stiff foam harness.
Yeah, but Toro's not going to put something over your shoulders.
Yeah, I mean that.
You don't do that.
But you could like. Ka's design, having something like the way it goes, because it doesn't really touch your shoulders. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It like hovers an inch off your shoulders and then it rests against your chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just if every ride in the world did that.
Yeah, but the thing is you can't do that for every ride because certain rides need your chest to be free for the elements to work.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, you only need an over-the-shoulder harness if you're going upside down.
Oh, I guess we don't need it for Ka then.
Well, but you're okay. So you're corkscrewing, but you're still corkscrewing.
I guess, but it is such a. And honestly, I don't think. Yeah, it is. Never mind. But No, it's just such a comfortable. I've never had a more comfortable ride harness, and it's something I'll always give Cobb massive props for.
Well, hopefully, sometime by the end of the season, I will get my nerve up again to do it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say before you cut me off, in one of the vlogs and maybe on the podcast, I had mentioned I was going to try to ride Jersey Devil Coaster 130 times by the end of the season. That's not going to happen. There's no way. I mean, with it being down as much as it was, every time I go there and get on it, it seems like it either goes down right after I get my first ride of the day, or the line is kind of or the line is kind of long, or it didn't die down enough, and I'm like, I am not gonna not know what time it is, having all my stuff in a locker or hidden somewhere in a hidden spot because there are no lockers. Then I'm going to be worried about my stuff. So it's like, I'll ride it once, unless that line looks like it is close to a walk-on, then I will jump right back in line. But if I'm waiting 30 minutes back to back, I'm just I'm not in the heat. I'm not doing it.
Well, also, like...
But anyway, the 130 by the end of the season, it's not going to happen. We'll just see how far I get.
I don't even think it's going to... I don't even think it's going to be open during Holiday in the Park. Do you think it'd be able to handle the colder temperature? I don't think so.
I guess we're going to find out.
I doubt it. Something tells me it won't.
Well, we do know it's going to be open for Fright Fest. This we know. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it'll be open through the end of the year or not. But
we'll find out in due time.
I think that's their plan.
Okay.
I do think that's their plan.
Okay.
But
we'll find out in due time.
Yeah.
And...
also this weekend, what is it called? Coaster-thon or Thrill-a-thon at Great Adventure on Saturday. If you are a member of a coaster club and you have a card that you can produce, you can go in and get there's like a whole day planned. Check out their website for all of those details. I did not get into the details. We are members of CJ's Crazy Coaster Crew, but we already had plans all weekend long, so we were not going to be able to go. But they're doing food, they're doing some tours and exclusive ride times and things like that. It looks like it's going to be a fantastic day, and I really, really wish we could have gone to it, but yeah, it's not going to happen for us this year. So, but we, starting next week, we're going to have some, gonna have a lot of Fright Fest happening starting on the 10th. So there will not be a lack of...
So check it out, Venturers.
Yeah,
make sure you're subbed. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you ring the bell.
Okay, there will not be a lack of vlogs coming this fall. That's for sure.
Anyway, so I'm gonna backpedal to.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. I should really write things down. I used to make notes and everything,
but now we go off the cuff like smart people.
And I get too busy, and I either today I wasn't at work, but either I type something out at work, print it, and forgot to bring it home, or. Okay. Whatever, I just ran out of time. So
we don't need notes.
I think that's it. Well, I like notes. Notes are a good thing.
No, they're not. Anyway, so
so what kind of nonsense is it that you want to talk about now?
Well, no, because I was gonna say
it's gonna be nonsense.
No, it's not. No, because I was gonna go back to when we were talking about Disney, and I was trying to bring up something that would have been really cool, which would have been if some of these game companies made their own amusement parks, because there's almost more you could do with...
Well, you know that Universal is going to be building aren't they doing some sort of Nintendo park? They're doing a Nintendo park.
This is news to me.
Oh yeah, they announced it a while ago.
A Nintendo...
Let me see.
I know Nintendo has a couple theme. Oh, Mario Land. They're doing a Mario Land.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
what chat is letting us know.
Oh yeah. wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. Super Nintendo World.
Yep.
Has been confirmed. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so Nintendo. It's going to be...
That's interesting, but I'm...
Opening in 2025.
Now, is that a part of Universal, or is that
Yes, it's a third Universal park.
No, but, so I was gonna... Is it attached to an existing park?
No.
No.
Whole third gate.
Now
Third gate.
that's cool.
Gate.
That's really cool. That is something that I would love to see. Although I'd like to say it with someone other than Nintendo, unfortunately. But that's still really cool.
Yeah. So it's not like something like that isn't happening.
Right. But I would love to see that from either like a Sony or a Microsoft. Mostly because those are the only two I can think of that would have the budget to pull something like that off.
Mm-hmm.
But with Microsoft specifically, because Sony has other assets I'm sure they would use for a theme park outside their gaming IP. Like you could have just limitless. I mean, you have universes like Halo, which is super broad.
Mm-hmm.
You have universes like Skyrim, which... That in of itself could be like 10 parks.
Well, and think about
Forza, which is just cars, but it gives like there's so many things.
But think about like the type like a Halo type thing where like just as for instance, and they come up with a Rise of the Resistance type ride.
That would be perfect for Halo.
Because you're going through it and maybe even making it an interactive ride where you can also shoot at targets or something.
That's something
as you're
you wouldn't really be able to do with Star Wars as well as you could with a video game property. You could.
No. I'm saying that it would be similar to that ride, the same type.
I'm just giving an example on why they would have an advantage doing that.
And then I'm not saying shoot at targets on the Star Wars ride. I'm saying for a Halo
for the
ride.
Halo, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying like Halo, if they were to pursue that route.
Right. However, I think they would not be able to do the same type of.
And actually, I'm really happy you used Halo.
I don't think they would be able to copy the trackless ride system because I think Disney might own the patent on that. I think so. Not 100%.
Now, if they own the patent on the design, they can still technically lease out the ability to use that.
Right.
And Microsoft being Microsoft, they could do it. I wouldn't be worried about budget.
It would be...
And here's the thing, though.
Something like that would be pretty cool.
Here's the thing, though. I'm really happy you used Halo as an example because a few years ago, they had Halo Fest, which was a traveling Halo convention held by 343, not even Xbox. That is the current publishing company.
Wasn't that the one that we were going to go to it, and then something happened and we didn't buy tickets, or they sold out, or...
I think that's the one that I brought up to you, and we weren't planning on going, but I really wanted to.
Yeah, because it was like...
But it literally put you in the universe. They had like laser tag with the actual web.
Right.
And they had this wall that you could stand up against that would scale you to all the species. So like scale you to a normal human, to a Spartan, to an elite, to a brute.
But you know what though? This is just what I want to say about that is that
it's so insane.
It's more cost effective for them to go around
doing
the country and do conventions and do events and things like that, because if you have a park that you have to maintain, you have to employ people, that's a constant thing. Whereas, okay, you want $10,000 for us to rent your venue, fine, here, guess what, we're gonna make 30.
So here's the thing I was gonna say about that though. That was held by the studio making the game. That wasn't even held by Microsoft.
Okay.
That's the crazy part about that. So if just the game studio can do... Imagine what Microsoft could do with a whole theme park.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, they own Bethesda now. That alone... You could do Dishonored, which would be a little bit smaller, but still... They just have all these super expansive IP that are insane. I mean, I'm just
Yeah, I
scratching
mean
the surface.
it's a neat idea for
And
sure.
I think that's where they would be able to do their Xbox. It's it's like Xbox Fest. Why can't I think of the actual name? Anyway, they do this festival every year after E3 to celebrate the community and all that. And if they did that, they would be able to do it there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, just especially because at E3 they have a deal with all these car companies. If a new car is going to be released, they put it into Forza and they show off the car there.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 5 layers of exposure. Imagine doing that at the theme park on top of E3. Like, I don't know. There's a lot you could do with it as a massive company like that.
Yeah. But I want to get to this question.
What if you buy 3 tickets to Six Flags?
Right. So you can bring different people. Because I don't think you don't assign the tickets to anybody. So if you buy 3 tickets and 2 people are backing out and you can grab another 2 people to go, fantastic. I believe that the tickets, I'm pretty sure, Dan, do you know, I'm pretty sure that if you buy tickets and like you're completely stood up, can't you just use those at another time?
Yeah, they're not set to a specific date.
Yeah, because you're just making the reservation and you are purchasing it though for a specific date, and those prices can fluctuate. So
no, I don't think you're technically actually, even though on the site you are, I don't think they're actually specific.
Well, unless when you pull that ticket up to go to print it or screenshot it, unless it has a date on there.
That's another. I'm sorry. I know I'm veering back for. I'll let us finish this,
but yeah, I do know that you can swap people.
Yeah.
Oh, the names too. Really? Wow, they're changing stuff.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh man.
Woof.
Huh.
You could probably explain on the spot.
Right, and you know what? It's not like they're asking for ID.
Right. Well, and plus if it's like 2 gender matching names, there's no reason they couldn't.
Right, and I mean, you could also just, like you say, explain it on the spot.
Yeah. I don't think it's as strict as it makes it seem.
Exactly. I mean, because there were times when they were still taking reservations that they didn't even look at the reservation. They would just scan us in. They're like, oh, okay, no, just your ticket. Yeah. And I'm thinking, but I made this reservation. You're gonna look at it.
No. So something I just realized, and this kind of brings up a different...
Anyway, Michael, I hope you don't get, like, the screws put to you on tickets. I really hope not. I'm sure that they will work something out.
If that does happen, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll work something out. And, yeah, tell the 2 people, if those 2 people bail, tell them they suck. That's not right.
So, something I just thought about that would be a little interesting. So Disney and Microsoft have a wonderful relationship. No, like actually, they go to them for a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say hypothetically, Xbox did open, this amusement park we're talking about. One of their IP is Sea of Thieves, which just had a Pirates of the Caribbean add-on, like crossover.
Oh, so there's crossover stuff.
Yeah. So would they theoretically be allowed to use Pirates? Because it's not even like they used 1 or 2.
But they don't.
They did a whole story.
They would probably only be able to use what they actually own.
Yeah, unless if there's like this weird thing where they could use the because the characters are done in that art style, obviously. So maybe they'd be able to use that version of those characters.
Maybe.
Because, like, now Gibbs, I'm not a massive fan of, but Jack Sparrow, really well done.
Mm-hmm.
They did, because they had Tia Dalma, Jack Sparrow, Gibbs, Davy Jones.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they went all out. So this wasn't just like and it had a whole story arc. So it wasn't just like, oh, you can buy this skin. No, it was like a full crossover. I don't know. I think that'd be an interesting little thing. And of course, you would have to work out. I guess the reason they don't do that is because obviously there's a lot of like third party things, so you'd have to stick exclusively to very first party projects. I don't know.
It's an interesting idea.
I think it'd be. I don't know. Maybe that's just me really wanting to see a Halo Skyrim theme park, because I could see horror rides with the flood. That would be insane. There's one picture I want to pull up. And why'd that open my camera? Hold on. So, Miku,
stop! Whatever you're doing down here, knock it off. You don't need to be scratching on the carpet. Stop that. She's nuts.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
So this is a flood infection spore. That's what latches onto you and converts you flood.
Okay.
That thing's like 4 foot tall.
Okay, show them though, in case they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair. So this is called a flood infection spore, and
that does look really scary. I have to say.
Yeah, they run at you, and they're like 3 or 4 feet tall. Oh, and this is a scale replica in a glass case that they showed for Halo Fest. Yeah, so these things are like no joke. They're up to your kneecaps. Could you imagine like a horde of those running at you? Because they don't come like one at... No, it's hundreds.
Like zombies.
No, it really is zombies. Because when a human gets infected by these... Let me just... Wow, that lagged. Hold on. Okay, cats. So that's what happens when a human turns infected by the flood.
Okay, gross.
And what's really scary about the flood that they could do, which a lot of people want like a flood-based movie on because of this, the way the flood work is they build up a mass called a grave mind eventually, and any spore or combat form that takes in, they infect something, they gain the knowledge of that thing, which goes right back to their grave mind. And so all of this knowledge gets built up, and the only way you can stop the flood is by starving them. So they pose this massive psychological horror because they are incredibly smart. I mean, they took out almost the entirety of the smartest race in history. And so a lot of people want to see a psychological horror movie based around the flood.
All right, I'm trying to find the answer for Michael on this question. Because I don't remember if that was specifically listed or not. I know last year that was totally a thing. But I think they may have changed it to 3 feet. I have to say, is it here? I gotta find it.
Actually, let me just so
no. Where the heck is it?
Just so I got canon. Okay, yes, they are 3 feet tall, those infection spores.
Okay, well, let's try to find, because I don't remember it specifying if scare actors would stay 6 feet away still, or...
No, I don't think so. They did not make it sound like that.
I mean, I'm gonna say...
It's a hard maybe, and I don't know that entirely matters. Why is every cat in the universe here?
I don't know.
Cindy, you don't even come downstairs often. And now you're waking your brother up. Oh my god. There's a symbiosis when we're podcasting.
Yeah, apparently.
But yeah, I don't know. It'd be really...
Okay.
It'd be really awesome to see a Halo
and it looks
movie.
like they actually updated the website and changed the way that they're listing everything now too. All of a sudden,
Actually, one thing I do have to mention, just in case if people do know what I'm talking about and they try to toss this out there, yes, there is a Halo series, and I put that very loosely, Halo series coming to HBO eventually. Um, it's not canon at all. Like, they changed almost everything.
wow, what the heck?
And they are going to supposedly show Master Chief's face, which, no, you're not allowed to do that. That is like a massive rule of the universe, is that you never see his face. So no, it's not even close to like a canonical show, and it's something that I've been very upset with, because
Oh shoot.
they literally like changed the race of every single character I can think of. It's so, and not even in like a whitewash way, but it's just so ridiculous. They made a famously black character white, made a bunch of white characters Asian, made another white character black. Like, they're just changing everything, and that should not be changed. Like,
Okay. So I do not see that specifically, that they're saying that they're going to stay a certain amount of feet away from you. So I'm going to say no, that rule probably is not in place. I mean, I do know, look, they can't touch you.
They never could, but yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, and I did see here as I was scrolling through, I was right. Wonder Woman is another one of the flat rides that will be open during the power hours. So it'll be Skyscreamer, Wonder Woman, and Justice League.
I need to hop on Wonder Woman.
And all of the coasters. So that's a pretty cool, that's going to be a pretty cool night. And yet I thought maybe I saw somewhere where they may have lessened that to 3 feet, but I think that, you know, the other thing with not having as many people there is will give the scare actors that chance to be able to, you know, kind of put some more distance where there needs to be and stuff like that.
Really dumb. One more time, going back to that previous topic, I think it'd be really funny if there was a Skyrim themed amusement park, just because I know Uncle Brian would be all over that.
Is that game that you guys were playing?
No.
Oh, that's something else?
Yeah, that's something that he and I have talked about quite a bit, but we've never, but that's like probably his most favorited game ever, and I know that would get him outside. Like, I could see him like cosplaying.
Right. So, let's see. If you didn't catch it yet, I did put up a new vlog yesterday. We went to the zoo a week ago, and I finally got that vlog up, where we went to see Big Time, and we got to go feed some birds. That was fun. We were literally like melting though. Like,
yeah, that was awful.
There was so much sweat. It was the most disgusting 3 hours ever. I don't know how I walked. Yeah, we are such delicate flowers. We needed to go, but it was fun to be able to see Big Time. Even though you and I weren't as thrilled with that one.
I didn't.
And I really think it was because the beginning of it, the first.
It completely.
It up until about the T-Rex is when it was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then it just fell flat.
Very quickly, yeah.
And I think it was probably the surroundings. I really do.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Think it was the setting.
If it was surrounded by trees, it would have felt like.
Because in the first portion, it did have some trees and some shrubbery, and then it just.
And then it was just concrete park.
I don't know why they couldn't spread it out more. They had more space there. They had like double that amount of space there, and I thought that it was going to take up that entire space.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And I'm like, you guys could have spread these out. You could have played some music. You could have Six Flags.
I think they were playing.
I heard nothing.
They're playing something.
I heard nothing. Whereas at Great Adventure,
maybe that's just my mind.
I heard that nice background music.
Six Flags did way better.
Oh my gosh.
A million times better.
And the fact that that's going to now become a maze, like with the dinos
that's one thing that's confusing me a little bit.
Why? I'll tell you what I'm curious about, but go ahead.
Well, I think it's probably the same thing. I'm curious as to how they plan on laying the dinos out for a maze.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Unless they're going to put them really close together. But the safari is still going to be open, and you are still able to add the dinos onto your safari experience during the day. I don't think they're moving anything.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think they're moving anything, and so my wonder is the maze going to be the entire path of those dinos as it sits right now? Because that's a long maze. That is a long maze. And I'm telling you right now, if it is kept as long as it is, because I don't see any way to make a cut through. There's water back there.
There is one spot you can make a cut through, and it's way too close to the front.
Right. So here I'm thinking, like,
my real question is more so, what are they going to do to change it to make it a Fright Fest maze?
Well, we do know from the write-up, from the advertisement, it seems like there will be some sort of scare actors in there.
Well, yeah, but okay, so my thing,
are they going to make them...
Are they going to make them reptilian? Are they going to move any of the dinos out so that it's because where they sit right now, all the dinos are very visible for obvious reasons.
Right.
Are you going to move any of that? Are you going to move... I can't... Because if you don't move any of them, there's very few places the scare actors could actually be, which isn't a bad thing.
Right.
But it's also a very bad thing because then I know where to expect the scares.
Right.
If you removed, half the dinos, left the Quetzal, and then added a bunch of scare actors, that makes sense in my mind.
Well, see now, okay, if it is the entire length of of Expedition Dino, that is a kick-ass maze. That would be kick-ass, and I would say everybody needs to get a Fright Pass.
Unless if it's laid out different.
But I think, okay, now I guess it's possible, but you got to remember though, cars are going to be going through there and paying the same $5 that they were with the longer, so they have to include them all. However, I'm wondering, would they make it say, just like that first
2 lanes,
that first drive, the first part you go down there and kind of end it at the end, and then you loop back around or something.
But that'd be the same distance walk. I could see them doing that. However, on the opposite side, you make that right instead, go down, around, and back, and then that left lane is for cars.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. It could be the one that's more wooded, the one that you actually come out on. That path could be the one, and and they just have you loop around and come back down, like basically the way you came or something. I don't know. I'm very, very interested to see how the Expedition Dino Survival maze is going to work. I'm dying to see it.
I'm just curious to see. By the way, I was thinking about, and this isn't something... No, it kind of is. I was thinking about why Fright Fest mazes don't really scare people like me. And it's because there's nothing you could throw at somebody that would be... What's the right wording here? Right wording here. That would be like an actual threat, because no one can touch you.
Right.
And therefore, I'm just going to walk through with a screw you. And,
but I'll tell you what, though.
Here's the thing. Even if they could touch you, it still wouldn't scare me because it's a zombie, it's a vampire. I've seen all that a gazillion times. However, but here's the thing. If they did, and they could still do this, if you were walking through a maze and jump scare, and then you turn the corner, you go a little bit further, and then there's like a stick with a raccoon on the end of it, like a stuffed wreck, and that popped out, you'd be far more terrified because it's a animal.
Well,
it's not something you see that and you're like, oh, it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but I think that's the difference between guys and girls too. Like,
I don't think that's really a male-female difference. I think that's a personality difference.
Very well could be.
I think it's a personality trait.
But like you and John are kind of like, whatever, I don't get scared. And of course John did get scared. But
I haven't.
Like me, I'm walking into something that's dark, something that people are going to jump out. You know that they're going to be banging a wall or something. So my anticipation is up there, and I'm just walking around like this. Don't get me! Don't get me!
It's all in the thought process, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, when I get out of there, when I get out of some of these, and my heart is just pounding and racing, it's just.
But that's the thing. Like,
fun,
if you,
even though like I might have a heart attack.
It kind of can be. That's what I'm saying though. Like, if they just had like a couple stupid things like that.
Well, you never know what they might wind up having.
You never know. Like, if they did something like that, I'd be shocked, and that might spook me a little, because that's something that like that taps into like fight or flight, and that's how you get real fear.
Well, but it almost doesn't matter for you this year unless you're not working on the power hour nights.
True.
So
yeah, but like, they might not give me every single night either. But
this is true.
That's kind of like the thing for me. Like, if it's like something that's been so stereotyped out of social media, like zombies, you've seen ghoul, like it's all this like beyond fake. Throw something real at someone, and it's not a person at that. They're gonna themselves like it's
okay. Well.
I'm just saying, like, that's the psychology behind that.
Depends on who you are, I guess.
Sure, but like you would be, you would be more scared if someone had a raccoon on the end of a stick and just poked it out at you and popped out with like a raccoon screech playing. It would catch you more.
It might. I don't know, because all of that stuff, like them, just like. When I'm walking past and they pound on the wall, like
Well, another reason I kind of like picked up on this is so there are a couple YouTubers that obviously they don't do well with horror movies. But a lot of the people I watch that don't do well with horror movies, they've blanket statement said several times, like, it really sucks because I never get scared at what's supposed to be scary. And one example I heard, which I thought was great, was dude was watching Chainsaw Texas Massacre, and there's a scene where it's like building up all this suspense, and then a raccoon just comes out of a dumpster, and it scared the hell out of him.
Yeah.
And then there's this dude chopping up bodies, and it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, I would probably scream my head off if they had like a fake rat run across in front of me.
Exactly.
Something small running out and cross in front of me, I'm done.
It would be more horrifying. That's
no, I see what you're saying, but I think we need to start wrapping it up.
Why?
Well, we definitely need to wrap it up for sure.
I'm Rachel now.
And
yeah, why? Why? You don't tell me what to do. Why?
We have to end it.
Konnichiwa, gozaimasu. Konbanwa.
All right. I think that is going to do it for this podcast, and you're going to shut up. Shut up.
I'm going to shut up.
Stop. We are not doing 20 minutes of that. That's not happening. Stop. We have met the minimum requirement of an hour.
Tell me to stop again, and I'll drop the beep. I'll drop him right off the ledge of the balcony. No. This is my job. I don't know what you think you're doing, lady.
All right, so we are. Stop. All right, we are.
I am bilingual. I speak English and Michael Jackson. Beat it. Just beat it. You just got struck by. You just yeah. Smooth criminal.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That is going to do it for
you just got hit
podcast.
By. You got struck by a dumpster truck.
I hope that you enjoyed it. This guy
This is my favorite day of the week.
We know that. Yeah, we know. Have a fantastic weekend. We will see you next Thursday. Happy Labor Day, too. Happy Labor Day. Have a safe weekend. And
so
we will see you next Thursday.
If any cops are watching this,
at
there's
7:30
3 bodies in my basement.
7:30-ish right here next Thursday. And we hope to see some of you out at the park next Friday night on the 10th. I do know that some of you said you would be there, so hopefully we'll run into you. That would be fantastic.
Say hello.
So have a great weekend.
Say
Happy Labor Day.
Say my name.
Bye, guys.